Okay, everybody, here it is, my lists. Now, I have to say I have done this on many of occasions, and my lists always change a little bit depending on experiences and what I've watched and read and how I feel that day. And so this may be my list today, and your list may be your list today, and then in a year, if you did it again, it may be different. So, I'm going to discuss my list and why I chose what I chose. So, who do I like the best? Well, this time around, I like Rosemary the best. Why? Well, she's really, the person in trying to do it all, trying to figure it out, and choosing her options and just going with what she can make work. And I guess I'm feeling that right now. And so she made it work. Nobody else was trying to help her, other than Sven, and he was serving his own needs. So my second person that I like the most, and he's actually pretty frequently at the top of my list, is Sven. Every now and then he's even made it to the very top. So why? Well, he tells it like it is. He doesn't sugarcoat it now. And in addition, all he asks her to do is spend the night. We are the ones making some huge assumptions on what spend the night means. So maybe he just wants, to chill out, talk to a woman for a little bit, spend some time, have some companionship. Maybe there's nothing to spending the night. So I try not to place that judgment on him, but he's straightforward. I'll give you this if you give me that. He's a businessman. I don't know. To me, he plays it like it is. So he's usually somewhere 3 and up for me. Today he's at number 2. CG. What can we say, CG? He's trying to help a girl out. So I'll kind of put him in number 3. Sometimes he's higher for me, but I'll explain below why he usually doesn't get too high on my list. Hernando. I just think he's a jerk. Why didn't he go across the alligators? Why didn't he try to help her out? I mean, he's just sitting on the other side of this big old river. And then to banish her for one little misgivings, which we don't even know what that actually was, but obviously he took it as something inappropriate. So, I don't know. He's always bothered me because I feel like he's a little judgy for not doing a whole bunch to help the girl out. Lee Pye. He's most frequently towards the bottom of my list. So sorry, so bad, can't do anything for you. That annoys me. He basically was an equivalent of, I hear your story, but tough luck. So, today he's number 5 on my list. Now, who do I think is most moral? And you'll see, I don't know if your lists matched between who you like the best and who you thought was the most moral, but mine almost never do. So, obviously, morality is not my judgment for who is the best person. So, who do I feel is the most moral in this story? CG. Number 1, he's honest. He tells her, I'm not going to love you. Why? We don't know. Maybe he had another relationship that he'll never get over. But he's truthful with her. He's trying to do the right thing and help her out. So, I go with him for the most moral. He's being kind. Lee Pye, I also think, is moral in his own way. He avoids putting himself in a situation that will, create issues for him, either with someone else or with her fiancé. And so I don't really see him doing anything wrong. And so he ended up at number 2 for me. Hernando, number 3. I guess he held beliefs and he held onto those beliefs strongly. So I do think he was doing what he believed was morally right when he put it in that term, by choosing not to be with her because of her decision making. So in this case, I did kind of go with Rosemary, kind of did something wrong, and for me, doing the incorrect action doesn't necessarily, that puts you that low on my list for morality. So, you did something to get something, that you did something wrong to get something that you wanted. Not the most moral step for me. So she ended up in number 4. Number 5 is Sven, because like I said, this time around I was going that he was inappropriately proposing to her. So he's basically putting her in a situation where she has to choose between being moral and not being moral. And I think that that's kind of just as bad. Kind of like you convince someone to kill somebody, then, you're just as much at guilt. So in my minds, he was the one leading this guilty event that they did together. And so he's least moral in my book. So that's my opinion. And like I said, that's my opinion this time around. I'm a little tired. And I'm a little grumpy. So I don't know how that affected how I listed people. But I want you to think about that. How does your mood impact how you view others? How does what you read into something impact how you do others? How does a turn of a phrase impact what we see? So now that you have done this yourself, done it with another adult and had a discussion on who you thought was the best and the most moral, and you heard what I was thinking at the time I did this list, I want you to reflect upon what have you learned in this experience? What insights did you gain? Why did probably not all 3 of us have the same list? What might influence that? So go ahead, write a 3 to 5 sentence reflection, and then you are completed with this activity. I look forward to reading what you have.